Welcome back, guys, to more Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Now, we're finally on to Chapter 6. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people who put together this killing game and began broadcasting it all over the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the Mastermind's true identity. Our enemy is finally revealed. But right now we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Coco, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
That's right. Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Hey Kyoko, can we use that? We can use that key to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Yes, it opened.
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Oh boy. Finally. We are finally free. There wasn't even time to take a breath of relief. Because the real fight has just begun. Chapter 6. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, and ultimate death. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. Oh, baby. The ladder was impossibly long, I couldn't even see where it landed. We climbed into darkness. I had no idea we were so far down. Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will keep my mind off of it. So Kyoko, there's something I want to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family has always seen it that way. Then is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So...
Right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truths. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made this conscious effort to conceal our existence. Wow. Okay then. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride. So that explains. Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However...
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. Oh boy. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all these years, right? You had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However...
There is something I want to say to him, though. What?
I...
No matter what it takes, I have to tell him. I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. Wow. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented. He had a promising future,
However...
but he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather and they had a huge argument. And as young as I was, he left me behind. Fuck, that feels bad. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Oh, because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I... Oh shit, sorry. If I'd gone with him, I would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that, compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know, he had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However...
But there's one thing that I can never forgive. Really?
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind, like I said, I think it's a good thing.
However...
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. Oh, fuck, man. That's how they even see me to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to sell the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to cut him out of your life like that.
Wrong.
Our only connection is true blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? I said nothing. We finally reached the top. Looks like this is it.
That's right.
Oh boy, push the hatch. The hatch opened with ease and so... Looks like we're back.
Phew.
I can't believe how long that ladder was, I'm exhausted. No thanks necessary, I was just returning the favor. So now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might.
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then...
Then let's just get a concrete answer, huh?
In other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However...
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out. It's not like we can run away.
Because...
What does that mean? The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down.
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it.
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Oh boy.
Well now, well now, well now, well now.
Hey, 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 hey. Kyoko, I don't mind so much.
I
But
don't
Makoto's supposed to be dead.
believe
What's he
it.
doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay?
Boom, boom.
You're supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do?
Shing.
If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko!
Right.
Do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However,
But before you do, let me say one thing.
now,
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right?
Huh?
I lose?
Hey.
You, explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
because,
Well, you set up this latest trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you want an excuse to kill me.
in other words,
I was supposed to be chosen as a blackened and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
right,
And in response to that unexpected development,
indeed,
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation, no more than that. You must have realized that Makoto refused to be manipulated was a threat to you as well.
however,
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you killed it.
am I wrong?
Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Makuro, you did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it surely would be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And so that means I lose? You talk a big game. You say the blackened is me and not Makoto?
Well.
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't. Just don't say it like that. What is this, a comedy routine? To make such a bold claim without a shred of evidence?
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth.
Boom, boom.
And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
Because,
If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. Ah, haha, yeah, he's right. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by despair you love so to inspire.
however,
But here we are confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
What's that supposed to be enough to and that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
It's not that. It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey.
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased.
Indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Oh my! Fuck him in the ass. Of course we can say we're all making this up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. But you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. Oh, fuck Monokuma in the ass. Let's go! If you want to earn our despair fair and
That's what we
square,
have to
then
do.
I suggest you take my advice. So what is this advice of yours?
it's true.
To do Mukuro's trial all over again. Only this time you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair. Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial, one last showdown, in other words. This would make our chance to expose the identity of Mukuro's killer of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably execute me without another word. Interesting.
Bear it! What's wrong?
In other words,
You guys! I can barely contain myself! Bear it! You guys! I can barely contain myself!
it's true.
You guys!
I see. But if you can't do that, we'll all face execution.
Listen to me. Hey,
Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
hey,
That is what you said, right? And that it's a true statement. You don't have to be so suspicious, I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Mukuro is no exception for that.
listen.
Now I'm really angry!
Whew.
Hey!
Huh, I don't even care anymore. Haha.
Hey,
We still have a chance! Kyokyo, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
however,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true.
whew,
But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
so,
They had no choice but to accept.
because,
It's all because that one moment that the mastermind let their guard down, like I said. So when was it that the mastermind let their guard down?
so,
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but you do remember what the mastermind said. They said they hijacked the airwaves to broadcast their school to the outside world, right? Yeah?
listen.
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airways seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
Yeah, hard to imagine. In other words, this kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However,
And yet somehow the mastermind is able to do it.
in other words,
But think of it another way. There must be some kind of reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
so,
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost, killing each other. They wanted to show the
it
world?
would seem,
Their mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. I see.
in other words, correct. Hey. That's right.
Despair is better than hope. That's their goal, the ultimate despair.
It's true. Makoto. In other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, it wouldn't be a game but a one-sided slaughter.
at the very least. Indeed. Right. It's true. Indeed. In other words, however,
Because you believed in me, another path opened up.
wrong. Whew.
To be honest, I hadn't been that nervous in a long time.
However, correct. Hey,
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on.
however, anyway, shall we go?
Alright. And suddenly we were greeted with you again. Is he broken?
However,
Is that Makoto?
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
Huh? You survived?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
All my friends who struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
What the heck?
Ah!
And in a flash, my tears dried up.
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monotakuma.
Yes.
It's true.
Huh?
In other words,
Huh?
How about that?
wrong.
Huh?
I see.
Huh?
That's right.
It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to stop it.
However,
But his decision meant he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy, I just, you know.
however,
But executing Makoto wasn't the blackened. Who wasn't the blackened is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state only the blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went to negotiate with them to have one trial one more time. Or the trial one more time. Damn. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you need, didn't you?
Correct.
Yes, yes.
Don't be mean.
About that.
There's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this, we had to solve every last mystery surrounding the school.
But
But we looked around all this time and we didn't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You probably should have guessed, but if we lose this time, everyone dies.
I hate you.
Why would you agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible. Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truths.
Interesting.
In other words, one final decisive battle. A rather interesting development, I say. But figuring out who the mastermind is and how they killed Makuro and all the school's mysteries. It's a pretty tall friggin' order. But but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. And if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we can solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh? Can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve the mystery.
Indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Monokuma gave us this hint of his.
I see.
Huh?
So, in other words,
Oh!
in other words, that's right.
What?
no way!
Indeed.
Certainly possible, only one among many. A mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore.
Well, but
I'm right?
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode. So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school.
I see.
Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
Okay.
Hmm?
How very magnanimous me. Oh, fucking hell. Don't know how to fucking say that
That's
word.
fine.
We need to begin our investigation, but I was planning on working along from the beginning anyways.
In the name of my family. Goodbye.
Hey.
You're totally useless. Oh god.
Indeed.
You know?
just a second.
How about that?
Aw. But, I mean,
Makoto.
But... okay.
Indeed.
So you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko?
However,
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
so...
That goes for all of us.
So then... Correct. Makoto.
No matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary. Oh boy, let's do it. Leaving only me. I don't have much time to waste either. I had to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of the school. And then we can all escape together. Alright, I guess I'll start by taking another look at Makuro's Monokuma file. All pipe, diverse colony boot. Okay. Headmaster's room, the biolab, and the data center with Monokuma's face on it. Should be open now, right? Yeah. Garden and the dojo. Okay. Alright guys, thanks for watching. On the next part of chapter 6, part 2, we'll do the investigation. Thanks for watching.